How to stop procrastinating.
So if you're procrastinating,
Bad hoon.
it's either what's the name?
Bad hoon.
Bed hoon. Okay, so if you're procrastinating, there's two reasons why I procrastinate. Two reasons. Do you know them, Zane? Do you know the two reasons why people procrastinate?
Yes.
What's one?
Number one, you don't like what you do.
There you go.
And, and number two.
This is the one people have a harder time with. Let's see it. Does Zane remember?
Number two is you don't like what you do, and number two is you afraid?
Yeah, you're afraid. Yeah. If you're procrastinating, Zane's got it. He's paying attention. You either don't like what you're doing, and so the solution is stop doing it. And listen, you may not be able to stop doing it right away. It may take a while to get out of the thing that you're doing, but long term, like if in 5 years you're still doing this thing, you're going to hate your life. So you have to be able to move on, right? But you recognize the core reason. If you are afraid to do it, then that's not a good enough answer. Just like we're talking about Patricia, she's nervous to be vulnerable online. It's not a good enough reason. Stop letting fear be the reason for you to not take action, because everything that you want to do that's great is going to be on the other side of that fear. So don't let fear be the reason, right?
Okay.
So you either don't want to do it, and then you should stop, or you're afraid, which means you have to do it. So
Okay.
you just got to look into the deep, dark parts of yourself and just understand, which is it? Do you not want to do it because you're afraid? Or do you not want to do it because you just don't want to do it?
Okay, cool. Now I'm forced to be creative and to come up with another answer, which is not going to be better than Evan's. But I'm going to give you another perspective. So the reason why you're procrastinating, how to overcome your procrastination is, now Evan always says, your purpose comes from your pain, but your passion comes from your purpose. So find something you're passionate about, and you ain't got to worry about procrastination. Because when you're passionate about it, you love it with all your might, all your soul, no one can stop you from doing it. No one can stop you. Number two.
No, but people will still be afraid.
Okay, but number two.
Okay.
Number two. Use your nature to your advantage. I told you my answer's not gonna be better than Evans. But anyways, use your nature to your advantage. It's called pain and reward. Okay? So think about the loss. The fear of loss, or what you're not going to get if you don't go do what you need to do. And if that stick doesn't work, then use the carrot. Think about what you're gonna gain from doing it. A reward. I use that in college a lot. Use pain. You risk.
What was your reward, Zane? What was your reward?
Well, my reward was graduating, getting good grades, making my parents proud. We talk about.
I thought you meant like reward would be like if you studied, you'd then have a beer or something. You reward something like right away.
No. You know what? The reason why mine works so well for me is because I attach an emotion to it. So again.
Oh, he likes emotions now.
But I attach an emotion to it and a feeling to it. Okay.
Oh snap!
I know how proud my father, my mother, and my siblings would be of me if I stuck with it, I stayed focused, and I graduated. So again, you can look at the other side. How disappointed they're going to be that you didn't stick with it. So that procrastination goes out the window because you're using pain and pleasure. It's called a pleasure principle in psychology, but you're using the reward and the punishment. If you don't get it, if you procrastinate, you're going to be punished later, and if you do. If you continue on, you're going to be rewarded later. So you can use the pain pleasure principle. Well, it's called a pleasure principle. Pain, pleasure, or if that doesn't click, use punishment, reward. And the other one is just follow your passion. If you're passionate about it, it'll wake you up. It'll wake you up in the middle of the night. No one has to motivate you when you're passionate about it.
No, but I think people mess that up. I think people are passionate about it, but they're just afraid, and then they don't do it.
Okay. Or maybe they're not passionate enough. Because you know what? When you're passionate, you overcome that fear. So maybe they're not passionate enough. Because when you really want something really bad, even though fear is in the way, obstacles are in the way, you go right through them.
I just think that's an identity thing. Like you've allowed fear to be the reasons why you don't follow through.
The last thing you can do, you can use to your advantage, is your social groups. They used to call it peer pressure. If you're part of a social group or have someone in your life that you value their opinion more than you value your own opinion, you value how it's going to affect them more than it's going to affect you. Even though you don't feel like doing it, you'll make yourself do it anyways because you don't want to disappoint them later.
Is this person still here?
It better be. If not, that's okay. You know what? They can rewatch it.
No, but like that's another good coaching opportunity because Zane just gave some great strategies, depending on what the problem is. Right? Those are good strategies if they're just afraid to do it.
Strategy is important because it's difficult to implement ideas into different realities. Yes. But you know what? Strategy is not really... Okay, let's take that on real quick. She's saying that strategy is important because it's difficult to implement ideas into different realities. Want me to tell you a secret to making strategy super easy for you?
What's the secret, Zane? What do we got?
So Patricia says strategy is important because it's difficult to implement ideas into different realities. Okay, and I'm saying that there's a secret to strategies or implementing ideas into different realities. Okay, so the word is system. Let me make sure that you guys can. So the word is system. Okay, system. SYSTM. You can take both definitions. Save yourself time, energy, and money, or you can save you stress, time, energy, and money. Okay? So all you have to do is find the right system, a system that works, and plug your idea into that system. Because if it's a system that works, that means the results are predictable. So you don't have to worry about a strategy. The strategy is already in the system. Well, that's why it works.
Well, but here's the thing. That's why it's getting the right strategy for the right person. So when you were giving all that advice about the procrastination to that guy, that's great. Right. If the problem is that they're afraid of it, it depends. If he was there coaching, like if we could coach him one-on-one and dive a little deeper, we can give him a better strategy or better systems to play with.